Hi, Half Centenarians. I just wanted to let you guys in on a secret. I have decided that I am running for office. No, I'm not. But I am at the Louisiana Democratic office, and there's so much activity going on in here. I am so excited. I feel like I'm in the throes of making things happen. So I'm gonna have to go now because Obama's walking through the door. So you guys stay tuned. Just 1 second, I promise you. You will see him on a picture. Hi, Half Centenarians. I don't know if you saw my intro, but I'm telling you, I am sitting here in the Democratic office in Louisiana. I am considering running for office, or at least supporting, right? So I'm here talking to the guru of all things politics. I'm talking to Mr. James Gray, and we have started talking about movies and, revolutions and all of that good stuff. And so before we even continue in that conversation, I want Mr. Gray to introduce himself to you and kind of lay a foundation for where we are in this conversation. And then we will continue and keep it going. So thank you so much, Mr. Gray, for allowing us to come into your business office and give us a little bit of intro about yourself. Let the people know.
Okay, I'm James Gray, born and raised. For people who don't know any better, I say Baton Rouge. For people who know the difference, I say Scotlandville, Louisiana.
That's it.
And public school grad in Scotlandville, went to Morehouse College, finished Morehouse, joined the Marine Corps in '67, just in time for the Vietnam War. I did a tour in Vietnam as a infantry platoon commander in the Marine Corps. Finished the Marine Corps, went to Harvard Law School, came home. I taught at LSU's law school. I was the first African American to teach at LSU's law school.
Very nice.
After teaching a few years, I decided I wanted to go into the real world, which was practicing law, and I went to New Orleans and practiced law, and I've done that most of my life. All of that time I've been involved in every political campaign I could find. I'm the kind of guy who'd be driving down the street, see people passing out literature and get out and say, can I help? Who's the candidate? Let me pass some out. But very much involved in politics. The most obvious involvement, my wife recently retired after 36 years as a judge in Louisiana. She was the second most senior judge in the state the day she retired. My daughter has been a state senator. I've been a city councilman in New Orleans, 2-term city councilman. Aside from that, I'm a pretty good track coach. And I now am the executive director for the state Democratic Party. I got to do that during the presidential election, which wasn't as much fun in Louisiana as we thought because Biden didn't really try to win Louisiana.
All right.
But we did work hard on a lot of local races, got a lot of local people elected, and we're going to get a lot more elected.
That's it. So I love that. Like, you have just continued. You started this political journey. We were talking earlier about the blue and red states, and Louisiana itself has a lot of blue, but overall nationally we're considered red, or Louisiana's considered red. And you are here to kind of dispel that myth, because you talked about that as well.
Well, first of all, we have a Democratic governor, only deep South state to have one. If you look at the mayors of the cities, if you look at the judges, if you look at the district attorneys, we have a fair share of Democrats in this state.
Right.
Now, everyone thinks we're a red state because if you look at our federal delegation, it is all Republican except for the 2nd Congressional District, where Troy Carter just replaced Cedric Richmond, who is now an advisor to the president.
Right.
And we have a good Democratic tradition. We're going to do better at the federal level, we think, the next time around. And we also need to do better at the state level, because the only statewide elected official is the big one, the governor.
Right.
That's a Democrat.
Right.
But all the rest are Republicans.
So when you are looking at where you are now, because you've done a lot of things, just in your intro you mentioned you have done a lot of wonderful things. You've had a lot of great positions. I'm going to come back to that track coach part. But I wanted to ask you about now as a half centenarian, because that's what this mission and vision about in this project is, helping us, because I'm a half centenarian as well, see life doesn't stop at 50. So what do you think that has you continuously doing, growing, moving, being as a half centenarian?
Well, I think I have something to do, and I think I can get something done.
I like that.
I grew up, I spent a lot of time on construction jobs when I was a kid. And I used to watch guys, by the time they were 45, they were beat up. In the old days, first of all, construction jobs were a lot harder than they are now.
Right.
And everyone was beat up and really anxious to get away from the job and go home and sit down because those sacks of cement were heavy, those stuff was heavy and hard. But in today's world, first of all, most of us are not lifting heavy barrels. And indeed, when we get to 50, not only can we still do the work, we actually can probably do it better than we could do it when we were 30.
I love that.
So it makes no sense whatsoever in today's world to think 50 is the time to go sit down and take a rest.
And sit a rocking chair.
Now, it was the time to go rest with my grandfather because he was out there lifting heavy stuff all day. And after a while, his back was hurt, his knees were bad, and he needed to quit.
Yeah.
But I don't lift anything heavy on a daily basis. I can do this for a long time. I can think heavy and I can still do that. And my experiences make me a lot better today than I was 20 years ago.
Everybody ready to go? Because that's pretty much it, right? Today you are prepared as a person that has that wisdom and knowledge and experience. Let's just say that experience. I do believe what you said is true. Like, people that are, back in your grandfather's age or your father's age, they were lifting heavy things. They were doing heavy, laborious tasks. That's not the case all the time with us. So we bring to the table knowledge that can possibly get things done better, stronger, faster, all of that kind of stuff.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt?
Without a doubt.
Thank you. So you are, doing great things. You're actually actively engaged, because you said if you see things happening on the street, you stop and say, how can I help with this? Like, what is going on? That's another thing that I wanted to ask you. So when you are looking at your life and how you are growing your legacy and what you have as it relates to things that you can share and impart to people, how are you doing that in your life in this time and kind of living your best part of your life right now?
Well, probably the most important thing any of us get to do is to teach other people what we know, so that now it's not just us doing that.
Right.
It's us and the people we've taught and the people that they will teach. I talked about being a city councilman, for example. One of the little things I accomplished as city councilman was to affect how the recreation department for the city worked. Now, I did a great job as a coach with the 20 kids I coached.
And that goes back to track, right?
It goes back to track. But as city councilman, I can affect what NORD does with 5,000 kids.
I love it.
So, truthfully, a city council job is not nearly as much fun as a track coach. But you might well be doing more good overall, because now you're in a position to affect more people.
Yeah. So I would ask you this question as well. Tell me, what would you tell your 25-year-old self?
Life is long. You have plenty of time.
Oh, I love it.
And if you're not where you think you ought to be now, don't worry about it. Just keep on. You have plenty of time to get there. When you're young, you think the next hurdle is the most important thing in life. If you get over it, you think you're going to be okay. If you don't get over it, you think you've messed up. The truth is, it's not the most important thing in life. It's going to be another one just like it. And even if you clear it successfully, you're going to have other hurdles to clear. And even if you trip over it and fall, you have plenty of time to get up and make it to the next hurdle. That is what I think is most important. I actually took a test, made a good score, and my last year in high school, I was only 15. I was in a hurry. I took 5 years in college, but still the day I graduated, I was only 20.
Wow.
I now realize I had more time than I thought I had then.
Yeah.
Now, partly because when I was a kid, like I say, I looked at those old men and they were beat up and they were through.
Trying to live life really fast and doing hard things. Too.
And they had hard things to do.
Mm-hmm. Hard things to do.
I mentioned we did construction work, and there were no backhoes on the job. We dug the trenches with shovels.
Wow. But that's wonderful experience to share, and it's also wonderful knowledge to impart to the two people that are here that are in their 20s. You know, like, take your time. Life is going to give you so many obstacles to overcome. Don't worry about this one. I love when you say you clear it, that's good. But there's another one coming. So I wanted to just kind of get a little bit more information about you just in a small little way. I'm going to give you 2 options of things to select.
Okay.
You tell me which you would choose. All right? Email or text?
Text.
Flowers or gift card?
Flowers.
Coffee or tea? Seems like neither.
Time of day. Coffee.
Breakfast or lunch?
Lunch.
Flying or driving?
Flying.
Okay. Early riser or night owl?
Both.
That is not fair. That's not an option.
I'm a night owl.
There we go. Who gets up early?
I'm the night owl who gets up early.
Still go.
Night owl. Night
Drama
owl.
or comedy?
Drama.
Blues or jazz?
Blues.
Okay. Well, you have married because you're married. Pets, no pets.
I love pets. I don't have a pet.
You don't have a pet. Okay. Netflix or Lifetime?
I swear I don't know which either one of them are. I've never watched either one of them.
You don't watch TV then?
I don't watch. I watch basketball and football.
So
on TV.
be ESPN or
is ESPN.
Okay, so look, Netflix or Lifetime?
ESPN.
Outside or inside?
Outside.
Very nice. So I wanted to just finally say you are a Morehouse man. So you have a long history of probably a lot of comrades that are, people that are in your world that are Morehouse men. You're a former military man. You have all of the camaraderie of your constituents that you serve in the Democratic Party. What would you tell, people that are looking at you guys and you have all of this wonderful esteem that is from your university, from your education, from all of that, from being a teacher? What would be your final thought to tell someone as a summation?
Well, first of all, the most important group I belong to is my family.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I went to Morehouse. Yes, I went to the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I went to Harvard. Yes, I did a lot of other things. But I was at as high as I was going to get when I left my mama's house.
Mm-hmm.
And, my family.
Yeah.
And we all have family. The truth is, we all don't really have the family environment that we may want to have.
Right.
And the truth is, none of us have the family environment that we want to have. Even though I just said the most important thing to me was my family, it wasn't a perfect family.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a perfect environment.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were young, struggling, both financial and emotional people,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find their way in the world.
Yeah.
But I think you, first of all, ought to be happy with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And after I stop being James Gray, I am then a Gray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those
nice.
Group of people.
Mm-hmm. Not everyone has the a family sometimes, and not the one that they love. But you are, if you're blessed to have that, as I am first and foremost a member of that family. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to allow us to come into your world for a short amount of time and share it with Half Centenarians, because the wisdom that you share and impart is definitely important, because we don't know who we're touching either.
And let me say one other thing.
Mm-hmm, sure.
many of us, particularly if you think you're poor, you then think money will make things better.
Right.
And I'm not saying be complacent. Have dreams, have goals, wake up every morning and work toward them. But don't be unhappy because you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to be happy because you have clear goals
Yeah.
that you can give you a reason for getting up in the morning.
Nice. All right. Well, he said it. I mean, we have to get up, get out, and get busy. Because if you have something to do,
go do it.
Go do it. And you think you can get it done. So I just want to say once again, thank you so much, Mr. Gray. For you guys out there, get up, get out, get active in something. If you see people out on the street polling and trying to hand out materials, you might want to stop there and just ask them what are they doing and for whom they're doing it. And get out there and help them.
And help them.
Yep, and help them out. We are here in a place that is doing just that in Louisiana at the Democratic Party's office. And I want you to go out and get active, you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. You guys be safe and be careful, and we will see you soon. Hi, Half Centenarians. We are in the A, and we are coming in hot. We are so excited to have you on this journey with us. I have a question for you. Have you subscribed? Have you liked? Have you shared? Have you sent me 3 names of individuals who have impacted your life? Join us on this journey, you guys. We can't continue to live in silos. I'm so excited to be able to share these wonderful people with you. Who knows? It could be you. Be safe, be careful, and you know what? We will see you soon.